With Mr. Magnus, who owns our Seattle location. Magnus, you have had quite a journey to College HUNKS. Could you just share a little bit about your background and then how you landed here?
Background is that obviously I speak with an accent, so I'm not from these shores. I'm Icelandic originally. Came to this country now 10 years ago, and as my wife couldn't find a good job, we decided to go into business. And College HUNKS became the franchise of choice. And I guess our growth is down to luck. And I define luck as a combination of being ready and having the opportunity in front of you. So I think we were the right people at the right time in the right place.
Amazing. And I think it's way more than, luck. When I first met you, you said, listen, I have a vision and this is what I'm going to do. You don't know me yet, but you're going to know me. Could you tell me more where that came from? Like, you've always had aspirations and you're going to work so hard to get there. But what is that for you, and what makes you in that way?
I think in any sport, like when I play sports, I don't care who wins, as long as it's me. And it's a little bit of that in this. I think when we came in, we saw an untapped potential. We saw a potential of growing this into a reasonably big business. We had to fight, is maybe not the right word, but we had to have a lot of conversation with you guys about allowing us to expand, because we wanted to expand. We wanted to get to the $2 million mark, which we saw as being a very important thing for us. And actually it turned into a tipping point for us, because when we hit the 2 million, we hit 4, we hit 6, and that happened in 2 years. So I think you need to be, going after the things you believe in, and we really pushed you guys hard, and Roman can tell you that. I had a few conversations with him because I was a very strong believer in that what we had in front of us, could be turned into what it is on its way to become now. We're not there, but we're on the way.
Yeah, you sure are. And I know in talking to you how passionate you are about the customer service experience. And I think a lot of that has probably fueled some of your growth. Can you tell me why that's so important? Don't give away the secret sauce. Just maybe a couple high-level bullets at your market, what you really push to make sure that you're giving your customers the experience that they deserve and that you want them to have.
I think in any business, you measure your success on the number of repeat customers, because you can sell to anybody once, but you want them to come back, and you want them to come back again and again and again. So that's all down to quality. So we have big sign on our wall that just says quality. We started for a whole year, every meeting we started with quality as a big word. Next year it was all why. Why are we doing what we are doing? So getting people on board, getting people in line with what and who we are. When people come in and they're being trained, I spent about 20 to 30 minutes just talking about our values.
Wow.
And I say, if you like these values and you can identify yourself in them, you'll be a success. If not, it's time for you to find something else right now, because this is not for you.
Sure.
So we are a big believer in what we have called love in here, living our values every day.
Yeah.
And that's part of the drive you have to have, because if you have got good people that are happy in their jobs, they will take care of your customers.
That's right. And how do you identify those skill sets or those potentials in your team to know that they're going to deliver on what you want them to deliver in the field? Like, what do you see in your potential employees to throttle that growth and help support them?
Well, if I knew that for sure, I'd be a millionaire. I think that is the $1 million question. You can only do so much, and some people have a really good way about how they carry themselves, and then they go out in the field and they are terrible. There are other people that walk in like this, and they become like this after 2 months, and they get the job done. So the proof is always in the pudding, but I like to have conversations with them, try to understand who they are, where they come from, and what kind of drive people have. But in the end, for me, and I think Nick has said this so many times, it's all about the attitude. You can train for the skills. You can't really train attitude. If you have a rotten attitude, you shouldn't be in customer service.
That's exactly right. Amazing. So Magnus, before we wrap, what would be advice that you would have for someone considering a franchise, and not just maybe any franchise, but College HUNKS? 2 different questions. Any general franchise development while they're going through a process, what should they be looking for? And then the second question, with College HUNKS, if someone's considering College HUNKS, what would you give advice to them to think through?
Well, this may be a strange thing coming from a businessman. I would say go with your heart. Do not go with your brain. It has to feel right. You have to feel like you're being part of something that is meaningful to you. If you don't have a passion about what you're doing, you're never going to be good at it. Don't worry about the money. If you do the right things, you're going to get the right outcomes. But in terms of looking back at where we came from, I would say tap more into the network. Not only people at the corporate stores or the brand central, tap into all the franchise owners that have been down a same or the similar path to yourself, because they've got a lot of know-how that they can give to you so you don't have to go and invent things that are already there. That would be the big things for me.
That's amazing and perfect. Well, thank you so much. That is gold coming to you live from Magnus in Seattle. So thank you so much, Magnus. Appreciate you.